my son being accused of a crime here?
He sure as hell is about to be.
It's like I only get to be a saint or a monster.
Tell me the truth!
This woman's just gone through a mental breakdown. What are you doing?
He's lying, Dan.
Harriet.
Once you know something, you can't unknow it.
To this day, rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
This is a film about a black dude with a white family that you just seen. So,
When I first met my mother, she couldn't pronounce my name.
yeah, I think so.
My father suggested that they rename me. They picked Luce, which means light.
If you Googled model student, Luce Edgar's picture would come up on the computer.
Given Luce's back.
I'm sorry to interrupt so quickly, but this really looked like he's about to start killing people halfway through the trailer.
Yeah, slick. Or something's gonna happen. You can involve gangs or some shit.
Yeah, like it's just setting up for what do you call it, turning point.
Yeah.
It look like something weird about to happen. Yeah.
Quite a few challenges. The language barrier, the culture shock.
I mean, you don't pull a kid out of a war zone and have him turn out like Luce without a lot of help.
Which is why this is so difficult.
Difficult?
Last
there you
week,
go.
he wrote a paper in which he argued that violence was a necessary cleansing force.
You teach this?
Oh, this black nigga crazy.
He got a point.
Just something's going on and I want to be in front of it.
She thinks I'm a poster boy, black kid who overcame his tragic past.
You really don't like her, do you?
Okay, what about a responsibility to tell the truth?
What? You don't conform to what she wants, and suddenly you're the enemy.
This woman has some kind of...
Yo, this Ma all over again.
I mean, I'm interested.
Can I rewind this a bit?
Yeah, rewind it. Go ahead.
So what?
Just something's going on. Difficult?
Last week, he wrote a paper in which he argued that violence was a necessary cleansing force.
You teach this?
I don't.
So what?
Just something's going on and I want to be in front of it.
She thinks I'm a poster boy, black kid who overcame his tragic past.
You really don't like her, do you?
Okay, what about a responsibility to tell the truth?
What? You don't conform to what she wants, and suddenly you're the enemy.
This woman has some kind of vendetta against Luce.
Isn't there a chance that what he wrote just went over your head?
I can tell the difference between miscommunication and provocation.
Like it how writing something like that might make someone freaked out. You really think I believe that stuff?
I don't know.
Threaten your teacher?
Okay, this is
Psychological warfare.
Oh, I like
I
that.
want to wait till the trailer finishes, but I really fuck with this.
Yeah.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it so far.
Okay.
I didn't.
Luce, don't lie to me.
I'm not.
Luce.
It's the truth.
What happened with Miss Wilson? There were a lot of rumors. This woman decided to go after him on some witch hunt.
My home was vandalized.
I'm not gonna.
White people use the word chunt.
Wait, you cut out. Nigga.
Damn it, never mind. Fuck it.
Ruin some kid's life because you come in here with some hunches.
Is my son being accused of a crime here?
He sure as hell is about to be.
It's like I only get to be a saint or a monster.
Tell me the truth!
I fuck with this.
This woman's just gone through a mental breakdown.
What are you doing?
He's lying, Dan.
Harriet.
Once you know something, you can't unknow it. I want to know. No matter what.
Just goes to show you, you never really know what's going on with people.
Yes, Bush, yes.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
I don't know if he's the villain or I can't. I don't know.
That's what's good. This shit is excellent.
It's a thriller. Also, what's interesting is that the only reason that they don't fully believe him is because that's not their child. He's adopted. So it's because if that was your blood child, you would
my
you
child would
believe
never
it.
do something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you would believe it automatically. So yeah, I love this. Yeah, it's an interesting take on
This
things.
shit is good on us. I don't want to see. This is why I didn't want to say while it was running. But when they were in there talking to each other after what I assumed like the thing had already gone, I was getting like almost Death Note vibes in the sense that that kind of level of psychological tension, which is just it's not for the fact of it itself, but just directors that can create that kind of stuff are just
Yeah.
really good because it wasn't just that kind of warfare that made Death Note so good to me. It was just the way it was directed, the way it was paced. So shit like that, and just going off the trailer as well, which is the point of a trailer. This shit is gonna be like you saw the way he was running, and like that's how they typically do it. They pace up the shots, but just fuck, this is gonna be good, bro. I'm actually excited for this one.
That shit about to be hard.
Yeah, you don't know who was in the wrong. Like you honestly don't know. And coming off of Ma, like this might be a good look for Octavia Spencer, man. They got the right type of actors in here. People that she won't completely overshadow. They got well-known actors playing other roles. So this shit is highly interesting. What about you, Morgan?
What you mean we don't know who was in the wrong?
Oh, you know who's in the wrong?
Oh shit, Morgan got to figure it out. What's good,
It
Morgan?
was clearly the black kid.
Facts.
Not the black woman.
Skin color.
I mean, the woman black too.
I mean, yeah, but
What do I?
No, I'm joking. I'm gonna watch this movie. I want to know the thriller part.
Hey, Bush, please don't let us forget about this one, bro. I'm really trying to come back to it.
I hope he don't turn up. What if he turned out to be like a serial killer hiding bodies this whole time?
Nah,
I don't writing that message to get it out.
I don't think it'll be that serious, man.
No.
Or that.
I mean, but he was trying to break up a fight, so he's not a bad person.
This
what it seemed like.
I mean, well, that all that stuff can throw you off because like a lot of serial killers are.
Yeah, that's what they say about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I'd be kind of disappointed if it went to that because I don't think the point is like, oh, he's killing people.
Yeah,
I think it's a question of just like a subtle thing, like a question of character, and even if just questioning it is what throws him off and makes like it got potential, man. It got potential.
Well, he's talking about cleansing, like killing a bunch of people or some shit.
Yeah, it don't gotta be about killing. Just something as simple as like, oh, he vandalized her house, especially with someone like that. Whereas Bush is saying like he's an adopted child in a well-off neighborhood that has to. What did he say? I'm either the hero or a monster.
Yeah, that shit was hard. That shit hit.
Yeah, because he came from like a area that they call the war zone, like an inner city area, like maybe like some shit like Chicago.
They call Chirac, yeah, Chirac.
Yeah, so there is a level of there's some racial shit in here too, because they don't say it, they don't have to say it, but the fact that he came from that
showed it very well.
Yeah,
and the mom was like a kid coming from his place, growing up like how he grew up. And being a star student, you would never see that.
She's saying like a kid, like it's clearly that separate. I didn't even notice it like that until Bush pointed it out. But the separation between the adopted child and their family is definitely, I think, something that they're portraying here.
Yeah. Also, he black,
subtly.
so everybody that come out of that area. That's why police shoot like because police aren't from the area that they survey and whatnot. They're patrolling. They're not from that area, so. So when they arrest a black person, they don't see them the same way that they would see somebody from their neighborhood. So all this shit comes into play when they ask them that question because they're confused. They like because a lot of black kids are painted as villains that come from those areas. Like when they point out the 50% of the people, 15% of the people do like 50% of the violence. That's essentially what they're saying. They assume that everybody from those areas are bad. And that's the type of vibes like this from this film. Yeah.
It was like an actual war zone, though. Am I tripping? Well, like it was like from. You think he's from like an urban area?
Yeah,
I was thinking like actual like other country type shit.
I mean, it could be. I mean, we don't really know, but I don't. That's not what I thought. I thought they were talking about just like some Chicago shit or something.
Because there's not like really an accent and nothing like that.
Because he pointed out when he said like a black kid come from a bad area and he was saved by this white family. So yeah, this shit is crazy.
And they said his name was too hard to pronounce. So
I mean, but then again, it's white people in the suburbs. That bar not that high.
And he got a fucked up name, man. So obviously he can't. I was fucking with you.
I don't even know.
He's from somewhere.
Yeah, this shit is looking. This shit is looking good.
I want to run this shit. Yeah, I want to run this shit back. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes, it is. I like
What
that.
the
I'm
hype
sorry,
beast.
I'm excited, bro. Like, I fuck with this.
When I first met my
Truth
mother,
over
she
there,
couldn't
giddy.
pronounce my name.
I see.
I kind
My
of am.
father suggested that they rename me. They picked Luce, which means
Like even the opening, now, bro, I'm really sorry.
Like, they-
look at
yo,
the
they
opening,
read-
like,
yo.
it doesn't even start out all good.
That's the shit that Philly was talking about, man. The renaming to give him better opportunities. They couldn't pronounce his name, like LaShante or some shit. Maybe he had the name like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
like
he even
Kiki.
seems like he
Yeah.
even seems aware of the problems that come in later. It's not
Yeah.
like he's living this life unaware. He knows.
He knows, yeah. I love it.
when I first met my mother, she couldn't pronounce my name. My father suggested that they rename me. They picked Luce,
My
which
father
means
suggested
light.
they rename
Luce,
If you
Lucifer.
Googled model student, Luce Edgar's picture would come up on the
me. Nah,
computer.
it can't be.
Given Luce's background,
too
you and
fire.
Peter must have faced quite a few challenges. The language barrier, the culture shock.
Language.
I mean,
Oh,
you got
language
it out of
barrier.
Warsaw
so you might some place in Africa or some shit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And have him turn out like
Warzone,
Luce
Yeah,
without
don't
a
just
lot
say it
of
like
help.
that, but yeah.
which is why this is so difficult.
Yeah.
Difficult?
Oh.
Last week, he wrote this is so difficult. Out of
Oh.
Warsaw.
The Dolores Umbridge look on her face when she says this is so difficult.
Oh.
Like the way they do this is nice, bro.
Yo, it's subtle. Yeah, there's good acting, man. Yeah, also, it's so many things, man. Cause a lot of these countries, like these third world countries, there is ethnic cleansing that goes on. Like in some African countries, they kill like albino babies or whatnot, and like even in like in Australia, the Aborigines, they sort of ethnic cleanse them out of existence. Even in here
Yeah,
in
like
America,
in
Native
America where
Amer-
they
yeah.
cleanse Native Americans out of. I bet. Go ahead.
So this is so that rather than getting somebody that was being ethnically cleansed, they grabbed the wrong child. I don't know what's going on here. This shit crazy.
Oh, you think they grabbed a
Yeah.
grabbed a Darth Vader or something?
Yeah, they grabbed someone that was adding to the violence instead of being a victim of it. So
Down and have him turn out like Luce without a lot of help.
Which is why this is so difficult.
It
Difficult?
don't look difficult when she said it like that.
like he had a
Last
virus or
week,
some
he
shit.
wrote a paper in which he argued that violence was a necessary cleansing force.
You teach this?
I don't.
So what?
Just something's going on and I want to be in front of it.
She thinks I'm a poster boy, black kid who overcame his tragic past.
You really don't like her, do you?
Okay, what about a responsibility to tell the truth?
What?
I'm just gonna keep interrupting because it's clear that I'm a fan at this point. I'm looking forward to how that conversation is
Yeah, because they
going because I feel like there's a lot more at play than just the things going on between
Yeah,
him
they-
and the teacher.
yeah they don't believe him. They're like what? Like y'all my family. Y'all don't believe me? Yeah. So
And the way he responded, like when he said, "What about telling the truth?" And it's like, "What do you what?"
Yeah, you
like
think I'm
I-
lying?
I'm just excited.
Yeah.
Fuck, this is gonna
It's
be
good.
You don't conform to what she wants, and suddenly you're the enemy.
This woman has some kind of vendetta against Luce.
Isn't there a chance that what he wrote just went over your head?
I can tell the difference between miscommunication and provocation.
Like it how writing something like that might make someone freaked out. You really think I believe that stuff?
I don't know.
Okay, so I might as well just start throwing out theories. So what if, from what I'm seeing, is that he wrote that theory as a joke, right? Or he wrote his paper as a joke, of for whatever reason. I don't know what the aim would be at that time, but he wrote the paper as a joke, and the reaction to that is what prompts him along. Because I'm starting to link to the fact that he does end up doing some of these more bad
Yeah.
things or whatever, but it started out as a joke, and the people's reactions to it, you know what I'm saying, like made him question everything more.
Yo,
He thought it
what-
was just gonna be make the joke, maybe throw her off, and then laugh it off or whatever.
Yo.
People are, asking like, well,
Yeah.
I mean, considering where you're from, like he thought, you know what I'm saying, like shit like that.
What do they call people that infiltrate a country and try to like terror cells or some
Sleeper
shit?
cell?
Sleeper cell. Like maybe because he was adopted. Was he like? Because they don't show him as a child being adopted. So I'm thinking that maybe he was adopted maybe he was adopted at this age or some shit. I don't know. I mean, that would explain a lot. Maybe he's
like he had time to absorb his own culture and all that.
Yeah, so maybe there's a greater plan here. Maybe he trying to let me be some shit if he trying to overtake the country. Yo, let me be some shit. Oh, this is interesting.
And then the teacher stops it, nigga.
Yeah, he fucked up.
Your teacher?
I knew he was a terrorist by his punctuation. Fuck that nigga.
Yo.
You threatened your teacher?
I didn't.
Luce, don't.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I don't know if I'm just trying to say too much, but the way that he's interacting with the father is a lot different. The way he's interacting with the mother, like the father's making statements and the mother is asking questions.
Yeah.
Lie to me.
I'm not.
Luce.
It's the truth.
What happened with Miss Wilson? There were a lot of rumors. This woman decided to go after him on some witch hunt.
My home was vandalized.
I'm not gonna ruin some kid's life because you come in here with some hunches.
Is my son being accused of...
You know what's crazy as well? I think maybe the same. I'm not trying to jump to racism because I think I saw other people of color in this community, but maybe that even comes to play against the teacher as well, because I'm not seeing too many black adults in the trailer. So
Yeah, she's not good enough
she's
for
also.
Yeah.
Maybe that comes into play for her, like her being questioned for something that she sees as obviously disrespected, yada yada.
Yeah, if you're black, you do get questioned more than say a white kid or a white adult, because all of these preconceived ideas in people's heads about black people in general. So I mean, and given that he has that background, so it makes sense. It's crazy.
He sure as hell is about to be.
It's like I only get to be a saint or a monster.
All right, again, I think the truth thing might end up being a theme because they said it 3 times. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Woman's just gone through a mental breakdown.
What are you doing?
He's lying, Dan.
Wait, African?
Oh, she searched
Once
his
you
room.
know something, you can't
following
unknow
me.
it.
That's my question.
I want to know. No matter what.
Just goes to show you. You never really know what's going on with people.
It's like, what's that expression on his... Bush, what would you call that expression?
What expression?
Just to show you. You never really know what's going on with people.
You never really know what's
What is that?
I don't know.
It's not quite menace, but it's like, is it like a poker face or some shit?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. There's a vibe to it. Like it seems sinister. What he's saying.
Yeah.
Like you never. What's going on with people? Yeah, this is good. This might be this year's Blind Spotting, man. Because Blind Spotting was a great film. I think it came out 2 years ago.